Hello, everybody. My name is Ashley Perry, and today I'll be talking to you about Ha Jong-won's 2024 South Korean thriller, Dead Man, while attempting to regain his life. With its themes of identity and corruption, Dead Man offers a powerful example of how South Korean films interacts with audiences throughout the world, mirroring larger trends in globalization, transnational media, and cosmopolitanism. I hope you enjoyed this engaging presentation on the captivating South Korean film, Dead Man. I chose this film as I believe it best shows the relationship between the unit themes of cosmopolitanism, transnational media, and globalization towards its audiences. It does this by incorporating themes of identity, corruption, power, survival, and redemption. When discussing identity, at its core, Dead Man is a story about identity, both its loss and its recovery. The challenges of people who are marginalized by society are reflected in Lee's journey from a well-respected businessman to an anonymous fugitive. The elimination of individuals serves as a metaphor of the dehumanizing consequences of social isolation and corporate dominance in this movie. With the themes of corruption and power, a broader judgment of capitalist society is tapped into by the movie's portrayal of corporate greed and institutionalized corruption. It forces viewers to consider the price of achievement and the moral consequences frequently required by those in positions of authority. In relation to the themes of survival and redemption, Dead Man is really a narrative about survival, not only in the material sense but in the existential and ethical senses. Finding personal redemption in a corrupt environment and recovering his identity are also major themes of the protagonist's quest. Cosmopolitanism is an ideology of communicating, collaborating, and sharing cultural significance involving ethics and social change. Basically, it can be referred to as communication skills. This can be seen in the film Dead Man. Through interaction with other cultures, cosmopolitanism is demonstrated as a deposition of acceptance and cultural adjustment. Park examines how Asian viewers' cultural practices, lives, and perspectives are impacted by cosmopolitan tendencies and their embrace of Western media content. This mutual relationship creates unique blended cultural forms by requiring a critical and limited intake of global media. Movies that question conventional ideas of morality and identity appeal to global audiences. Audiences are drawn to Dead Man because it has a protagonist who covers difficult moral terrain, mirroring the experience of a global citizen. Essentially, it allows viewers to identify with the protagonist, giving them a sense of belonging, which is important when filmmakers are trying to create a connection with the audience. The movie's examination of identity commercialization relates to the culture of modern communalism, which, according to Park, the protagonist's transactional use of his name Lee is one example of how Korean film frequently criticize the socioeconomic commercialization of identity. There is also a strong emphasis on how the media shapes cosmopolitan identities. A more global perspective is fostered by the film's worldwide theme and moral dilemmas, which push spectators to consider their own cultural presumptions. The term transnational media can be used to describe not just the media text itself, but its own creation, influences, and consumption. This involves partnerships with international media businesses. Transnational distribution of media, whereby cultural goods overcome natural boundaries and connect to a wide range of people, is best represented by Dead Man. According to Park and Dodd, South Korean films have become popular worldwide by fusing regional stories with global themes. It has been viewed by people all over the world due to its availability on worldwide streaming sites, which promotes intercultural interaction. The film's success in reaching audiences outside of its place of origin is demonstrated by its critical praise and debates on worldwide platforms. Mixed narrative approaches are frequently used in international media, and is best illustrated by the film's blending of global themes like identity and corruption with Korean societal difficulties. Dead Man reflects the popularity of Korean films, which has gained a lot of international attention recently. The film's cultural distinct story and examination of universal themes like identity, power, and redemption place the film in line with the larger trend of transnational Korean media that appeals to viewers throughout the world. Globalization involves the development of international financial, political, cultural, and technical interactions, which make the world a smaller place. Increased connection between countries is the result of market integration. Therefore, a lot of filmmakers conclude that the idea of national cinema by itself is not enough to comprehend the nature of contemporary global media. The intricate details of globalization are reflected in Dead Man's themes. The conflict between cultural identities and worldwide trends is frequently shown in globalized media. The battle that Lee faces represents the struggle of the individual against inhumane societal structures. Media material becomes standardized because of globalization. Dead Man, on the other hand, resists the standardization by addressing universal topics while retaining its cultural distinctiveness. The creation and release of the movie demonstrates how South Korean cinema maintains its own storytelling traditions while navigating international markets, emphasizing that cultural creation is impacted by globalization. Audiences that value intricate moral narratives and stories that question their beliefs of identity, power, and survival will find the balance of examining the intensely personal battle of a businessman trying to regain his identity appealing. In addition to being a compelling narrative, Dead Man offers a different perspective to view the relationship between film and its viewers in a globalized society. The film appeals to global viewers and demonstrates the worldwide character of modern media by tackling topics of identity, corruption, and redemption. In this way, Dead Man is an effective example of how a movie may have an international impact without sacrificing its cultural uniqueness, establishing deep bonds with viewers in many geographical and cultural settings. Thank you for listening, and I hope this presentation persuades you to watch this film if you haven't already.